Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Tamra Judge opens up about unprocessed trauma and intrusive thoughts. Tamra Judge took viewers inside her emotional therapy session on the RHOC Season 19 premiere. Tamra Judge was already in tears upon arriving at her therapist's office on the Real Housewives of Orange County Season 19 premiere. "I have been crying since last week's session," she said, describing how 4 months of talking about stuff that I don't want to talk about was taking a major emotional toll on her. "My sensory issues are heightened," Tamra added. "My intrusive thoughts are out of control right now." Her doctor responded by reminding her that they had talked about unprocessed trauma and whether or not the spectrum was part of this. Thought it would be difficult to officially diagnose her with until she completed an assessment. Tamra, who previously described her main therapy goal as finding out where her anger stems from, had already discovered that unpacking her past traumas was necessary work, though, and seemed to have picked up some important tools and knowledge on her mental health journey. "I realized that you have to dig up those things that are buried deep inside of you, because those are the things that come out when you get angry," she explained in a confessional. One emotionally heavy topic Tamra had to dig up involved her estranged daughter, Sydney Barney, with ex-husband Simon Barney. "The custody battle that my ex put me through, my daughter leaving me, my dad leaving us and all. It's hard," she told a producer. "And I never really wanted to do it. And here I am." Back in the session, after Tamra further shared her goals to no longer be so responsive, impulsive, explosive, and harsh with her words, her therapist explained that people with trauma don't respond in ways that people are gonna expect, and asked if she associates feeling misunderstood with Sydney. "Yeah, she just never even really gave me a chance," Tamra, who's also mom to Sophia Barney and son Spencer Barney and Ryan Veith, responded. "And most the time I can bury it." The RHOC wife also unpacked her fear that if she gets close to people, they'll turn on her, leading to trust issues and having very few people that she can really talk to now. Tamra also said she puts up kind of a front to protect herself from getting hurt. "I just don't want to lash out when I'm mad, even if somebody's done me wrong," she said in a confessional. "I want to fix things." Bringing up how she disclosed on her and Teddy Mellencamp's podcast, Two Teas in a Pod, in October 2024 that she's on the spectrum. Referencing autism spectrum disorder, Tamra admitted that she misspoke and shouldn't have said anything, noting that she got publicly annihilated afterward. One standout on-screen negative social media comment was from Gretchen Rossi, who will appear on RHOC Season 19. "I had a really SETI last year," she told her therapist, before adding in a confessional, "It was very hurtful. People think that I don't have feelings, and it's not true. I'm tired of being called a horrible human being because I'm not." While talking to husband Eddie Judge later on, Tamra also described sometimes feeling sad that she and heartless Shannon Stormspeeder were not friends anymore, after the latter betrayed her in the worst way. At the time, she was also deep in another friendship, falling out with castmate Jennifer Pedranti. If that wasn't enough, Tamra, meanwhile, was also reeling from best friend Teddy's then fresh brain tumors diagnosis. "I am a shell of a person right now because I can't imagine my life without my best friend," she tearfully told a producer. "I've got to put on a brave face, and it's not easy." Get more details on what else to expect from Tamra and her castmates on RHOC Season 19 here. Tamra Judge, the razor-sharp and unfiltered voice of the Real Housewives of Orange County, has never been one to shy away from the camera or controversy. But recently, The Bravo star peeled back the layers of her carefully curated TV persona to reveal something far more vulnerable. A raw, emotional look into her ongoing battle with unprocessed trauma and intrusive thoughts. In a heartfelt sit-down on her Two Thieves in a Pod podcast, co-hosted with fellow housewife Teddy Mellencamp, Tamra's voice trembled, not with anger, but with the weight of memories she'd long buried. "I think I've spent the last 15 years surviving. Not healing, just surviving," she admitted. "I've pushed it all down because, on camera, you're expected to be strong, sassy, and a little savage. But nobody tells you how to deal when the cameras go off and the silence creeps in." Tamra's trauma isn't from one singular moment. Instead, it's a mosaic of pain, stitched together from years of public scrutiny, personal loss, divorce, betrayal, and the chaotic whirlwind that is reality TV stardom. While fans have seen her confront castmates, battle through breakups, and face family drama, they rarely got to witness the quiet war she's been waging internally. Behind the glamour, "I wake up sometimes with this knot in my chest, like I can't breathe," she explained. "It's these thoughts, these horrible, intrusive thoughts, that come out of nowhere. They'll tell me things like, 'You're not enough,' or 'You failed as a mom.' And the worst part is, I believe them." For years, Tamra masked her pain with fitness, business ventures, and a boss babe energy that inspired her followers. But beneath the surface was a woman haunted by grief she hadn't fully processed. The death of her father, a fractured relationship with her daughter Sydney, and her exit, and then return to RHAVOC. She described the moment that finally broke her silence. "It wasn't a big thing, ironically. I was at home alone, just scrolling on my phone. A memory popped up, a picture of my dad holding my son when he was a baby. And suddenly I just broke. I fell to the floor and started sobbing. I couldn't stop. That grief, it was always there, lurking like a shadow, and I never let it speak until that day." The reality of reality TV. The irony of being on a reality show is that reality often gets blurred. Tamra admitted that the Bravo bubble created an alternate universe where drama was currency and feelings were liabilities. "You get used to performing pain," she said. "You cry because someone backstabbed you at a dinner party, but you never cry over the real stuff, the stuff that keeps you up at night." It was only after leaving RHOC in 2020 that she began to realize how much emotional damage she'd absorbed over the years. The show was like a hurricane. You hold on tight, but eventually the wind wins. Therapy, she shared, became a lifeline. At first, reluctantly. "I thought therapy was for other people," she admitted with a smirk. "Not tough girls like me. But now I see that toughness isn't about holding it together. It's about being brave enough to fall apart." Breaking the stigma. Tamra has since become an advocate for mental health, encouraging her fans to seek help and stop romanticizing the idea of being strong all the time. "We need to normalize breaking down. We need to normalize asking for help, especially women, especially moms, especially those of us who feel like we have to be everything for everyone." She also opened up about the physiological side of her trauma. "It's not just mental. I feel it in my body. I've had panic attacks. My hair started falling out. I grind my teeth in my sleep. Your body keeps the score, and mine was screaming." The phrase unprocessed trauma might sound clinical, but to Tamra, it's personal. It's the things she never cried over, the words she never said, the losses she never mourned. "You think you've moved on," she said. "But trauma doesn't go away just because you're busy. It waits." A message to fans. Tamra's candor has resonated with fans in a way that no on-screen feud ever could. Messages flooded her inbox after the podcast episode aired. Women shared their own stories of silent suffering, late-night panic attacks, and unresolved grief. "I felt less alone," Tamra said, "and I hope they did too." She's also taken steps toward building healthier habits. Meditation, journaling, long walks with her husband Eddie. These are the new tools in her emotional survival kit. "I still get intrusive thoughts," she said, "but now I talk back to them. I remind myself I'm not my past. I remind myself I'm healing." Looking forward, Tamra is still a housewife, still full of fire, still throwing shade when needed. But she's also something else now, softer, more introspective, and ready to use her platform for more than just reality TV drama.